get what you ask for, really. You want to kind of, it's an extraordinary story that a former president is on trial. It's obviously going to be wall-to-wall media coverage. And why would you focus on the kind of age issues of a president that seems to be in free fall when you have this kind of ready-made for TV story that's just kind of playing out? And I know that Biden, I think, behind the scenes has been complaining, or the campaign's been complaining about the fact that they're getting negative coverage and there's too much Trump coverage. Like, well, what did you think was going to happen?
Right.
You know, it shows a remarkable lack of foresight from the campaign.
Welcome to The Debrief, where we talk with the Washington Examiner's top journalists about the headlines they're covering and where the story's going next. I'm Sarah Bedford, and I'm here with Managing Editor Chris Irvine.
Hey.
Chris, there are a lot of alarm bells going off for President Joe Biden right now as far as his 2024 re-election prospects. One of them is his standing with minority voters.
Yeah.
What's going on there? What is he doing to sort of shore that up?
Yeah, well, I think his actions are screaming the Democrats and his re-election campaign are in panic mode. And you obviously don't want to treat every minority as this monolith, but the black vote has turned out en masse for the Democrats every single time, and the fact that Biden is doing this outreach and going to places like Philadelphia to try and shore up this vote says to me that they're really quite scared. And the recent polling showing, I think Trump is polling at something like 19%. With the black vote, which doesn't sound on the face of it that much, but I think it's still double of what it was 4 years ago and what it traditionally is. And you start to question that if Biden is focusing on groups like the black vote, which usually were kind of a given in the past, the bedrock and the foundation of the Democratic vote, then does he have time to focus on those voters that may swing the margins for him? The swing voters, and I think with 6 months out, it's alarm bells, just 5-alarm fire.
Something else that seems to be going badly for the Biden campaign is that Trump and the coverage of his trial is sort of blotting out the sun.
Sure.
And so much of that coverage, increasingly, even in corporate media, is starting to sort of make him out to be a martyr. And that's not, I guess, how the Biden administration hoped this was going to play. How does Biden compensate if this ends up backfiring and helping Trump because people feel bad for him?
Well, look, I just don't understand what they thought was going to happen. Whether you love or you hate Donald Trump, he is box office gold. He is a walking headline, and we've seen the wall-to-wall coverage, and it's given Trump this platform to go out every single day and say that he's being thrown under the bus. And eventually more people are going to listen and go and take a closer look at the trials that are happening. And but this time we'll have a verdict by the time this video goes out. But the fact that the deck does seem to be stacked against him, and you get what you ask for, really. You want to kind of, it's an extraordinary story that a former president is on trial. It's obviously going to be wall-to-wall media coverage. And why would you focus on the kind of age issues of a president that seems to be in free fall when you have this kind of ready-made for TV story that's just kind of playing out? And I know that Biden, I think, behind the scenes has been complaining, or the campaign's been complaining about the fact that they're getting negative coverage and there's too much Trump coverage. Like, well, what did you think was going to happen?
Right.
You know, it shows a remarkable lack of foresight from the campaign. And I think the thing that brought it to its head this week was the ludicrous scene outside the trial when they got Robert De Niro to come and go full Travis Bickle on everybody and start saying that Trump's a dictator and he's never going to leave office, and then shouting with some MAGA supporters in the crowd. Like, they made such pains to not politicize this trial, and then they go and do something incredibly stupid like that. And it's not going to win them any voters. It's not going to do them any favors. And has people like Mika Brzezinski on Morning Joe, of all people, calling them out and saying, what were you thinking? I think it just shows that the campaign is in quicksand right now.
And what's probably not going to help is that we have the Hunter Biden trial starting this upcoming week.
Yeah.
Do you think that hurts Joe Biden at all? I mean, do you think that there will be any focus on this?
Yes, I do think there will be focus. I think it's been quite difficult at times for the sort of maintaining the interest in it, and I think it's maybe because Hunter, for all the kind of dodgy stuff that he may or may not have done in the past, he doesn't kind of engage with the media in the way that Trump does. So Trump is always front and center, whereas Hunter kind of picks his moments. And I know he's done a couple of stunts outside Congress, and the House Oversight Committee's done such a poor job in investigating Hunter Biden that it does all have an air of it being somewhat flimsy, maybe somewhat kind of put under the rug. But I can't. Think about it this way, though. If Trump gets off during this trial and then they immediately go to Hunter Biden criminality, then that, again, tells a story of, oh gosh, the Biden crime family. They can just keep hammering that again. So I can't imagine it won't hurt. It will certainly be a distraction. I think stories like Biden going and visiting Haley Biden, under the cover of darkness, not a good look. And he's in trouble. For sure. I mean, even if Trump was convicted, maybe one conviction blunts the other, Right, exactly. So. They can go just score draw. That's right. Move on. Yeah. Well, Chris, thank you so much for being here today. Yep. You can get more reporting from Chris and the rest of the political team at washingtonexaminer.com.